What's going on, guys? We are back again, and I want to continue on a video that I did talk about. Now, I will say that due to Ben Studios, again, they have an up and down relationship with a lot of fans. But I know more recently the game that they're really known for as of late is Days Gone. Now, again, they did say recently that the Days Gone would not happen for a sequel for many reasons due to, I guess, they feel like that they would not know what to do with it. Now, again, it does say that, I guess, the main one, Ross, my design philosophy is you've got to stick up with your core fantasy. So whatever core fantasy your IP is trying to create, players are trying to buy into it. They will deliver upon if someone's buying a grocery shop. There's all kinds of stuff that this guy is saying about the issues with Days Gone. Now, again, you can continue Days Gone. You can. I don't see the reason why it can, because with the way it ended, him, the main character, of course, he gets reunited with his wife. And we see where after all these years, we got 2 years where, again, I don't understand the reason why. We got Sam Witwer playing Deacon, who did an amazing job. And again, the gameplay did feel kind of lagging, I guess you'd say. And there was a lot of issues with that. And I remember hearing about that and then filling your bike up every time you turn around. Or issues, because there was so much lore that they could have put into this franchise that I felt like that they just did kind of lazy. Like, there was so much that they could have done, with the way the zombies are, and then with the road werewolves, and then how long that you and your friends survived during this entire time, and just everything that they could have done, they just didn't really do, and that they could do in a second one. Like, what happened during the time frame of before the events of the first game, or the events after that, because there's so much you could do. You could go on to another civilization, you could go into other encampments trying to battle other zombies, other ones you haven't come across yet, ones for a cure, and everything of that nature. Things that we did not get to see a lot that in the first game that we could put into the second game. But again, it just doesn't seem like that they are trying really hard to put this into a second game or a sequel, or however you want to say it. It just doesn't feel that because they just keep getting rejected. Director gives more details on the rejected sequel. Now, I'm going to read an article for you guys, that way you're aware. According to Ross, the game will continue to follow the story of the protagonist, Deacon, and his partner Sarah. Yeah, they're back together, but maybe they're not happy. Ross explained, what can we do with that? Okay, we were married before the apocalypse, but what about the future? Would have kept the strong narrative. He said we would have kept the bike, obviously, and I think it would have been explained the tone a little bit better in more technical direction, kind of like, all right, now we have narrow tech, what can we do with that? The tone would have explained one ring outwards some of the new reality. I think it would have been a little bit more, I don't want to say Avengers, but somewhere the player had resources. We had some sort of remnants of whatever the government had. Days Gone 2, the ability to swim in far few instant fail stealth sections. I agree with that, because you couldn't really swim, or you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. I found that kind of stupid. At the same time, they were trying to fix things that they knew that players were not going to like, how easy you could die, the way you were trying to run, walk, and climb, and all this stuff. It just felt really, like I said, lagging. So again, I feel like if they would have gone with a sequel, that they would have been able to fix a lot. Now again, if I remember correctly, I don't think Deacon knew how to swim, so that was part of the reason why. But again, there are a lot of things in this franchise that they could have fixed. But again, it just doesn't feel like that they really wanted to. It just kind of felt like they were like sticking to something on the wall that worked, and at the same time, it's like, okay, what worked, but we're not going to continue it. Because I will say this, Days Gone to me is a good game, but it's not a great game. It's not a best game. It's not like, oh my god, it's the best game ever. No, it's not. It has a lot of issues, but at the same time, it can still be built upon onto a greater sequel. Learn from the mistakes you did from the first game, which again they do admit, but at the same time they're pitching more of a reboot to other games that they have done rather than doing a Days Gone 2. Now again, there was a rumor that they tried pitching a Resistance reboot, but Sony didn't take it. Sony didn't take a Days Gone 2. So what is left for Bend Studio? What is left for him? I would say, like I did say in other videos, Siphon Filter. Siphon Filter would be a good, I would say, background to lay upon to reassert yourself in the gaming world as a company, and then come back to Days Gone later on when you have a better story that I guess PS2, not PS2, but PlayStation would rather take. Because again, PlayStation, I've noticed, can take or throw away ideas just as quickly as you can give them. And that is where I think PlayStation has a very hard time with not only studios, but also what they think will sell, quote unquote. Well, look at all the games that have been tossed aside over the years that, 20 span years or 30 span years that could have been great bangers, but they decided to just toss them in the trash. So that is my opinion of the situation. I think Days Gone 2 will happen at some point. Maybe not now, but at some point later on in the future. I will say maybe 5 years, 10 years, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. It just all depends on what they're able to do at the end of the day. But what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think Days Gone 2 is actually going to happen? Or do you think it's going to just be there in the background and that Ben Studios is going to go somewhere else and they're going to try a new game? They're going to try to pitch for a remaster at some point for another game they've done. I think they need to go back to Siphon Filter, do that, go actually something that the fans have been wanting for so many years besides Resistance, and then try it that way. But those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.